What's up guys, Ian Sandusky from Lakewood Machine and Tool back here again for Practical Machinist. And today we have a very special shop tour for you. We're here in North Carolina to check out Roush Yates Manufacturing. Now if you know Roush Yates, you know NASCAR, you know engines, you know headers, you know big blocks. But they do a lot more than that here with some of the craziest automation and machining setups I've ever seen. Let's go take a look. I don't know if you guys can see this here. The entire back of the machine there, that's all tool holders. I'm at a loss for words right now. Oh, this place just keeps on going and going. So I'm joined by my friend Brian. Brian, thank you very much for having us today.
Nice to meet you, Ian.
Now, you guys have been in this location here for how long now?
We've been here for roughly 4.5 years here at this location, and we've been in existence for much longer than that.
Much longer than that.
Yes.
Now, when people think Roush Yates, especially myself, I think NASCAR, I think engines, and just kind of seeing what you guys have here, I don't think that's really just the case.
That's right. We've actually matured quite a bit over the last several years into more of a contract manufacturing organization. So though that was our heritage coming from the engine side, we've really grown into a true contract manufacturer. So we were heavily involved in the motorsports, that's our heritage, and we still do a lot of that today, but a lot of it has progressed into aerospace, defense, medical, and even the semiconductor industries. We're going to take a look at our 88,000 square feet facility, and then we'll also go into our brand new facility that's untouched just yet, and that's a new, brand new 55,000 square foot facility as well.
55,000?
Yes.
They're not getting any smaller around here, that's for sure.
Yes.
Let's go take a peek.
So we're going to walk
seeing
you through
an extremely clean shop here.
So I've worked in many different shops, and this is probably one of the cleanest shops that we've been a part of.
I can see that. I don't know if I've ever seen a facility with white floors that are this shiny.
Yes.
Now I'm seeing an absolute ton of big, these are all 5-axis mills here, are they not?
This whole bay, besides a couple machines down the row, are 5-axis. So to give you just kind of a brief kind of history. So we started off with a lot of Haas equipment initially. And as you see through the kind of our walk, you'll see our progression into Machinos, and then we'll show you our ultra precision machines with the Yazdas.
I don't know if I've ever seen a facility with white floors that are this shiny.
But we'll walk through here and kind of show you. So this is one of our ventures into automation that you'll see. A lot of the Haas's, right, were single station where you have to have them manned. And today, traditionally, we have one operator to every 4 Haas's. So they do a really good job. Programmers have the setup sheets and everything lined up, and they're literally setting up and running one guy to every 4 machines.
And with the way I know we talk about it over and over and over again in this industry and in these videos, but when it comes to being short-staffed and the lack of available talent out there right now, you really have to do that, otherwise.
Yes, and we also see it that we're going to have to continue going with the automation route, right? Even though we have a good relationship with some trade schools and some technical institutes down the street, we really are kind of pouring our effort into automation as much as we can.
And the other thing I think it's important to point out about automation, people get scared and say it's taking away jobs. I don't think that's really the case personally. I think it frees up people to do more productive work. So they can program, they can get tooling set up. They don't need to sit there, press a button and wait on it all day.
Correct. So just give you a great instance, right? This automation is probably the most economical entry point for most organizations to get into. It's a pallet pool, right? You can put multiple setups, multiple fixtures in there. This machine today that we're able to do, we can put up to 30 different pallets.
Oh, no way.
And we can run multiple different variations of products.
Obviously, when we're talking automotive and defense, you guys have very, very tight tolerances. What's a typical tolerance you guys will work to in here for the tight stuff?
So we can give you a good range. So most of our customers, anywhere plus or minus 3 on linears, right?
3 thou or 3 microns?
3 thou on linears. True positions range from the tightest of being, we've seen 8/10 true position, all the way up to, the standard 5 thou true position. So we definitely are challenging our equipment and our programming and fixturing all the way through.
Oh, so this is still doing, this is another 4SS. It's actually running fixtures right now.
Correct. So that machine there is helping support our engine shop with some parts. And that's a great example of our fixturing capability. So that's a multiple setup, right? I think we're running about 10 parts per piece or per setup, and then, you know, get the cycle time up so you're not door slamming it
Absolutely.
every minute, right?
Now, when it comes to, just to touch on, you know, the engine stuff,
Yes.
you guys run race teams, and I think I heard you guys are out there 32 weekends a year.
Correct.
How do you guys manage to balance that kind of turnaround? Because you guys are building parts, you're fixing parts. How do you balance that with all this other stuff you have going on here?
So it really requires a strong ERP system, right? We have 2 ERP systems that we use. We run ProShop on the shop floor, but then we also use Sage X3 as our kind of background ERP for demand signals. And so it's really the management team really working together on making sure we blend those needs, because every customer wants their stuff on time, high quality every time. And so we have a really good staff of people that manage all that.
That's incredible you managed to make it all work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So this is our quality lab. This is our traditional quality lab for first piece inspections. So, you know, when a machinist gets done with their setup, first piece will go in here, get qualified, and then production will get turned on for that run. This is just our traditional lab. We have an automated lab here that we'll show you here in a minute.
An automated lab?
Correct.
I don't think I've ever seen an automated inspection.
Well, why don't we take a look at that, and then we'll come back through the other area here.
Oh, this place just keeps on going and going.
Yes. So off to your right is our automation lab. So this is, if we want to circle over here,
certainly.
You can kind of see it better. So we have 2 Zeiss contours tied together with an Aurora pallet system. So when we run higher production volumes, we're able to actually load this up and do sample inspections through the evening unattended.
So I've never seen this before. It will literally go, and the same way you change pallet change for a CNC machine.
Correct.
It's going to put it in location, and I guess somebody has to monitor it, and it just spits out reports.
This will run unattended through the night, and we have basically Calypso tied together with what's called PyWeb.
Okay.
And it will just keep rolling the data in. So in the morning, one gentleman will come in and basically review all of the reports, make sure each pallet, and he'll put the pallet back in the location. So each pallet number was beyond the report. He goes through, everything's good. We move on. If not, then he addresses the ones that had some outages. So this is our traditional, just to give you, this is our heritage. This is really where Roush Yates became kind of a marker, right? So back in the day, Robert Yates was known for his engine heads.
Yes.
Right? And so he had ability to actually port them very well. Well, then it became a need to how do you port more of them? And so that was their venture into CNC equipment. And so now we still today traditionally do a lot of the engine head machining and porting for the engine shop.
Oh, that's what those are right there?
That is correct.
Wow. This is about the size of my whole shop, plus, you know, I think you guys have more machines in it. So this is
why don't
crazy.
we do this? We'll head back up front here and we'll walk through some of the mill turn area.
Certainly.
So this is our lathe and mill turn area. So we got a lot of 2-axis, 3-axis lathes.
Moriseki.
A lot of Moriseki, a lot of Hosses.
Ooh, DMG.
And now we're getting into the GMG.
Wow.
So
those
the DMGs,
things are gorgeous.
These are an NZX, so triple turret, dual spindle machine.
Oh, these are gnarly. What kind of stuff are you guys doing in here? Are you doing large stuff, small stuff, or everything in between?
Everything in between.
Wow.
What you just stepped over is actually pretty unique, because the halter robot that's on our sister NZX actually can get moved back and forth between them.
Oh, so
this is a plug and play. Basically, I can move the automation between the two.
Just drop it in and it goes.
Correct.
So you could have that thing running that machine while someone else is setting up or testing out something here.
Correct.
When it's ready, you just come along. Wow.
So this will be really cool to see actually here.
Oh, look at the size of that chuck. These things have come such a long way.
They have.
It's insane. I remember when they used to have a separate blowgun that would have to come in. Is that aluminum it's running right now?
It is. It's an aluminum job today. We just won a contract for an Inconel job that we'll run on these next. We'll see the robot do what's going to call a qualification and then a repick.
So with that thing loaded up, that hopper,
yep.
How long will this thing run unattended before someone needs to come and refill it? 9 hours.
Yeah.
So morning it starts, night it's done.
That's right.
And away it goes.
And so what we have out here, what traditionally was going to be moving around the shop, right? We have a CMM on the back side of here. We have the cleaning stations and packaging stations all co-located. So basically one gentleman on each shift runs this entire cell.
This is his department.
His department, from raw material to machining it to quality checks to packaging it, ready to go out the door.
And he can handle all that because
All
there's so much automation that,
That's
wow,
right.
the productivity per person is just absolutely fantastic.
And that's what we were looking for.
That's a part washer over there I'm taking?
That is. That's
okay.
a part washer, an oven that we bake dry it,
Oh, wow.
and then vacuum seal packaging.
Literally, it starts here and it goes out the door
That's
there.
right.
I love how self-contained that is. And how, for this job here, for instance, how many
Yeah.
would we be looking at?
So that's about a 5,000 to 7,000 piece run.
Wow.
So before we go see the big automation, we're going to go to our ultra precision area.
Oh, that wasn't even the ultra precision area.
No.
Oh, wow.
That was our mill turn area.
Jeez.
We're going to go over to our ultra precision area. So back here, off to our left is our assembly area. So we do a lot of assembly portions.
So you guys do right from prints to final packaging, not just prints to parts. You do right
Correct.
through assembly, everything
We
right
can
under
be
this
the
roof.
One-stop shop for any organization.
Jeez.
And we'll show you a couple other examples.
Wow.
3 DA Makino DA 300s with pallet pools on the back side.
These are all identical?
They are all identical.
Wow.
So we have the capability of running either large production or various different types of, short runs. And so these are our great offering for what I would say are mid-range customers. Then the ultra precision customers, we have the 2 Yazdas, the PX 30Is.
Wow. Oh,
330 tool capacity, 30 pallet towers.
my. This is nuts. I don't know if you guys can see this here. The entire back of the machine there, that's all tool holders. Those things are preset, ready to go.
Yes.
I've heard these called a 72-hour machine before.
Yes.
Are you finding that with that pallet pool?
Correct. So we take a full advantage of that. With the tool capacity that's available, you really could let these things
My.
just run. Yeah.
You guys are running some large parts in there.
Yes.
What's the max size, roughly? Are we
So
talking?
about 16 inches wide by 14 inches long by about 15 inches high.
They can be 70, 80 pounds.
Yes.
And it doesn't care. It'll switch them all day.
Correct.
That's nuts.
And the beauty of those spindles, Ian, is you can run stainless or aluminum and it doesn't care the difference.
Are they the hydrostatic waves?
Yes.
Oh my. These things are, I saw an older version of one of these in
Yeah.
Chicago a few years ago, but these are brand new.
Yes.
This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And
Well,
I take it everything back here is climate controlled.
Yes. We try to keep everything in temperature control so that we're not fighting that. So we're going to walk towards our automation and then show you some post-processing capabilities. So we still have our Haas, we still do a lot of 5-axis work on the Haas, right? Try to optimize as much setup. So you can see that's got 2 setups on that pallet there.
And the other thing I wanted to point out, I did see, and I didn't point it out, Mastercam stickers on some of these machines.
Yes.
Is that what you guys are predominantly
So
using?
we use 2. We use both Mastercam and Esprit. So Esprit traditionally is on more of our mill turn side.
Right.
Mastercam on the mill side. So this
Oh,
is our
wow.
automation line.
I
So
don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
6 A61 4-axis mills
On the backs there.
on the backs, tied to a guided rail system of 35 pallets.
What?
Yeah, so let's walk down here, we'll show you this.
I'm amazed, confused. I don't even, wow. I've never seen an automation line like this before,
So
ever.
this is unique. So we have 2 load stations. This is where the pallets will get loaded. There's a rail guided vehicle here that loads and brings up the pallets.
Inside there?
That's right. So this machine, go ahead, you can step
Yeah,
up
do
there.
you mind? Wow. So this is actually where all things are moving. We're looking
Correct.
at this thing from the back, essentially.
That's right. So right here is the spindles facing towards the back.
Oh.
The back side is where the pallets go in, just like a traditional 4-axis.
Those things are huge.
But this gives us the capability of putting multiple setups.
Wow. This is, and this is I'm at a loss for words right now.
Yeah.
What kind of production is this doing? How many parts? Like, I know you can't tell us everything, but
yeah. So we have a variation of parts families. So we're doing about 35 different part families today.
wow.
At one point, we were doing a high production run where all 6 machines were running the same part number because of the quantities.
Wait, so just to backtrack there, these aren't all running the same thing right now.
No.
These are running different parts. I'm at a loss for words right now.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
Each machine can get set up with as many different part numbers that you want to mix up in it.
Hey, you guys are doing magic here. I don't know how you can keep that straight with the programs, with the tools. The integration here must be
well, it's really
incredible.
amazing. So Makino's done a really amazing job with their mass system that keeps track of it. It's the brains of the operation.
This thing over here.
Correct. So this machine or this computer over here really controls what pallets go in what machines, what programs. Does it have all the tools to run that program? So here's a great example, right? So this machine just got sent under route. It's going to be going to the machine that it was selected for, and it will drop it off. And once it rotates into the machine, the mass system will download the program into the control.
It's mind-boggling the amount of integration that has to happen there.
Yes.
To know where everything, like, I'm shocked. I've never seen this is unique, is it not?
It's unique, but it's been out there in the marketplace, but it's an investment for most people, right? It's a big investment.
Huge investment.
But when you do it, it pays dividends.
This is probably one of the most insane manufacturing things I've ever seen, and I'm not trying to use any hyperbole here.
Oh, I understand.
And this would run unattended day and night.
Yeah, so one
24/7.
One operator machinist basically runs 12 hours back here, runs all 6 machines.
One guy.
One guy.
This is
Most efficient cell we got.
probably one of the most efficient cells out there, period.
Yes.
Holy.
Well, one of the advantages we have with this kind of technology is that we can get pretty aggressive on our labor rates.
Yep.
Right? And this is a volume play opportunity, as well as being Machinos.
Mm-hmm.
We could run all 6 Machinos on the same part number.
If you wanted to, yeah.
Or we could do the family mix, right?
You have a lot of weight to be able to throw at a job, essentially, right? Like.
Right. Now the difficulty on this one is that it takes a little longer to set up.
Yes.
Right? You're dealing with fixtures, with tombstones. So to get it set up to run is a little longer, right?
Yeah.
Traditionally,
Big
right?
time.
You get a Haas, throw the vise in,
away you go.
You're going, right? This is a little bit more thought-provoking on the front end.
Yeah, definitely.
But you gain it on the back end.
A lot. And this is all the
high
backs
pressure
of the
coolant,
machine.
yeah, 1,000 PSI high pressure coolant.
On every machine.
On every machine.
Wow. I think I might need to sit down after that.
All right, so we're going to show you our post-processing capability now.
Perfect.
So instead of just being a machine shop, we actually have several offerings. We talked about assembly, but we also do chem film.
Oh, really?
Paint. We do passivation in-house. So this is our paint shop. This used to be where we paint race cars. And
That bay is huge.
correct.
I guess you'd have to fit a
full-size
car in it.
That's right. But now we actually do military and industrial painting applications in it. So there's a group of people that work in here that do all the masking and painting. And then we have our chem film line.
And for those who don't know, what is chem film?
Chem film is a conversion coating to prep traditionally aluminum for a coating.
Right.
So if you coated raw, just bare aluminum, the paint has nothing really to stick to it.
Too slippery.
Yep, and it's going to just chip off, right?
It's kind of like how back in the day when they used to have to sandblast everything aluminum before you could paint it.
Correct.
Except this is much nicer and
Yes.
doesn't destroy the part.
Exactly. So we do have chem film, and then we do paint, and then we're just getting into powder coat. So beyond this door here is a kind of a blank floor space.
Okay.
And so these doors are going to open up, and we're investing in. We just purchased a powder coat booth to do powder coat.
It's one of those capabilities that I always wish I could have in house because sending it out is expensive, takes forever.
Yes.
And you got to trust somebody. The ability to control that would be amazing.
We're going to head to our new facility behind us.
Thank you.
We're going to head this way, and we're going to go look at the brand new 55,000 square foot
Oh, unreal.
building.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard an echo like that before in my life.
Yeah, so this is where the basically Field of Dreams, right? And so our owner really is invested pretty heavily in the future, and this is kind of the example of that. This building today has 15 machine pads poured, ready to go.
Underneath here?
Yep, it's ready to go. They got 15 machine pads, 3 feet deep. And then we also got the electrical and air all ran in the ceilings, ready to put in machines.
Oh, so you can drop them straight down.
Drop straight down. So these pads, we poured them sizable enough to kind of have some flexibility, but we can put either a DA 300 like we have in the other shop, a Yazda PX30 will fit over here, and it will take up to a Makino A92 size.
It's huge.
So, 800 millimeter pallet, 3-axis or a 4-axis machine could fit on one of these pads. So what this kind of platform over here provides us an opportunity is really take on larger contract programs with customers that may traditionally not fit into what we currently have in offering. We don't really have a floor plan just yet. We're really trying to find those right customers and programs and then make the investment. So this here is what's called an upright and spindle. This is what holds the wheel onto the NASCAR, right? So you got your front left, front right, rear left, rear right. And so the bearing assembly, the spindle, and what happens is we make these new. So these are machined, also machined on the Yazdas.
Is that aluminum or is that steel?
It's aluminum forging.
Okay.
And then it goes into got a steel forging for the spindle that gets assembled with the bearings. This will all get assembled, and you can see the assembled versions over here. So what we'll do is after so many miles, the teams will send them back in, we'll tear them down, give them a scope of work. Hey, bearings need to be replaced, or this component needs to be replaced. They'll approve it, we'll put it all back together per the specs, and set it back to them.
And I see a QR code on top there.
Yeah, so that is really unique. That is a basically anti-tampering device so that teams cannot take it apart without a penalty, and it's a pretty stiff penalty that NASCAR provides, but we do a very close job. We try to keep everything very tight on tolerance so that there really is no competitive advantage between.
Why bother opening it up and risking
That's
it
right.
when everything is as good as it can possibly be?
Absolutely. So we do incoming inspection after we tear them down just to make sure like bearing races and some of the other dimensions haven't been lost. And then we also stock a ton of replacement parts in case, they do tend to beat and bang on each other during the race. And so we have inventory in case something goes awry.
So these things are literally just constantly cycling through here.
Constantly.
Day in, day out.
That's right.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so that is pretty much the tour.
Brian, thank you very much for having us today.
Thank you, Ian.
Now, if people want to find out more about Roush Yates, where can they go?
Then go to our website at roushyates.mfg.com.
And on LinkedIn,
Yes.
Instagram, all the socials.
All the socials.
Make sure you check these guys out. So there you have it, guys. Thank you very much to everyone at Roush Yates for having us today. This is the kind of shop I think we all aspire to be, from the organization to the commitment to quality to bringing in as many services under one roof as they can. It's just an incredible example of what you can do if you put your mind to it, you work hard, you can end up with a shop like this. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below to make sure you never miss a video. Thanks again. You take care.